So I need to talk to you about Cradily. Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we are breaking the schedule a little bit. Today I got given this really cool list by Jay Sparksy from his stream, and by gum, this deck is an interesting one. It features Cradily. There he is. We'll talk about it in a little bit more detail in a second, but if you're into decks like this that is crazy insane, then every now and then there is one that pops up on the channel. If you want to see it, then make sure you're subscribed. Like this video if you think this deck is just insane bananas. We'll jump over onto PTCGO and I'll show you how it's supposed to work. And get ready, because this is pretty wild. Alright, so hear me out. There is method to this madness. Here is our Cradily fossil deck. We obviously have Cradily, which is the featured card for this particular video. The reason that it's featured is because I've never seen it used before, but it's actually really powerful in combination with a card that just came out in Darkness Ablaze, I think, and that is Yellhorn, which means both active Pokemon are confused. Now, if you didn't read Cradily in the last 2 seconds whilst I was up on the screen, let me tell you about Swaying Strangle. This ability means that your opponent's Pokemon can't retreat when they're affected by special conditions, including confusion. So, if Cradily's in play, and your opponent's Pokemon is confused, it can't retreat. That sounds very interesting. That means the only way that they could possibly retreat a Pokemon out of the active is by using a switch or an item like Air Balloon. But what if we also played Fossil Bind Omastar? That way they can't play items. If we can lock their Pokemon in the active, they can't retreat, they can't attack, the DAAs can't attack in most decks, then we could potentially just win games via deck out by locking in something in the active and can never ever leave unless they play something like Birdkeeper, which is pretty insane. This deck is designed to get that to happen. So obviously both Cradily and Omastar evolve from fossil Pokemon, so we've got 4 copies of Pokemon Research Lab, which means that we can end our turn by placing 2 Stage 1 fossil Pokemon in play. That's normally going to be an Omanyte and a Lileep, which will evolve into our 2 Stage 2 fossil Pokemon. But there's also a lot of other stuff going on here as well. We've got Starlyes with Sky Circus and Keen Eye, which means when we play Birdkeeper from our hand, we can use Keen Eye to search our deck for 2 cards for free. So that's our main draw supporter, is Birdkeeper. We're going to try and Birdkeeper into our Starlyes. And a really cool inclusion in this deck, which I think is the thing that really busts this whole deck wide open, is Snack Search Munchlax. It's one of those baby cards from a while ago. I think this one's from Unified Minds, that we haven't seen a lot of. It doesn't have an attack, just an ability. At the end of our turn, like, we can end our turn, flip a coin. If heads, we can put a card from our discard pile on top of our deck. And this also has free retreat. So what we can do is we can free retreat into something. I don't know. We can retreat. Let me start that again. I'm just so excited. We can Birdkeeper, right, into Munchlax, and then retreat into a Starly if we don't have one down yet, and we still played Birdkeeper, so we can still use Keen Eye for free. So that's our core strategy, right? We're going to try and set up our board with an Omastar, a Cradily, and a Munchlax. Hopefully our opponent benches a bunch of Pokemon. If they don't bench a bunch of Pokemon, we have Mawile-GX, which can potentially snipe some Pokemon from their hand, especially like the DAAs and stuff. If we can get the DAAs onto the field, then that is perfect. And we also have 1 copy of Mew as well, because the last thing we want is something like Cramorant using its snipe attack to take a knockout on one of our fossils. They're obviously both less than 160 HP, so we don't want them to get knocked out. Mew will deal with those. But this, as a concept, is actually insane how consistently it works. It does take a bit of patience, it does take a bit of practice, but once you can get it going, you can actually beat pretty much anything in Standard by getting this lockup, Omastar, Cradily, and a Munchlax, and you are set and ready to go. So, since we need a few turns, we're going to use Lily's Pokédoll to try and kind of reduce the impact of our opponents using their attacks. The first 4 knockouts they get are all Lily's Pokédoll. Fantastic, that sounds good. We also have a ton of other items in the deck that we're going to talk about. there's a lot going on, so we need to go one by one. Now, obviously, Yellhorn is critical to the structure of the deck, so we've played 4 of them. We've got 4 Crushing Hammer, which is the most toxic card in this deck. Flip a coin, if heads we remove an energy, and we can recycle these, right? We can recycle them with Munchlax. If we flip heads on Snack Search, we can put Crushing Hammer on top of the deck, which is nuts. When we're flipping all of these heads, by the way, we are having a good time. We've got 2 copies of Evo Incense, which means we can search out and find Omastar and Cradily, and we can use Skylar to find Evo Incense, which is really powerful. So Skylar, Evo Incense, get your lock, and you can find your Skylars with Pokegears. We've got 3 copies of that as well. Now, you'll notice we've got 2 copies of Unidentified Fossil. Chaotic Swirl's in the format, so we're not always guaranteed to get the Stadium down. Unidentified Fossil gives you a way to get your Stage 2s in play, even if it is rather slow. There's probably a place in this deck for the Marshadow. I was talking with Sparksy, who was building this deck, and he suggested removing the Mew. I like the Mew, I'm going to keep it, but it could potentially be a Marshadow in this list as well. We also play Power Pad and Ordinary Rod to put Pokemon and supporters back into the deck. We want to make sure that we're outlasting our opponent, because we're going to try and just lock them in the active, and then they're going to draw all their cards and they're going to lose. So we need to give ourselves a chance to get those cards back into the deck. And we also play a copy of Wondrous Labyrinth. We don't play any energy, so we don't care whether our attack costs are increased or not, because the only attack we could ever use is Keen Eye, and it's free when we play Birdkeeper, so it doesn't matter. Wondrous Labyrinth, though, can potentially slow your opponent down long enough for you to get yourself set up. Now, again, there are some more supporters that we haven't talked about. Birdkeeper, obviously very important. We've got 2 copies of Boss's Orders, and this is probably the most important supporter in the deck, because we're going to play it to get something into the active that can't attack and can't retreat, right? And once that's in the active, there's no way that our opponent can win. We just keep flipping coins until eventually we remove all of their energy, or they give up and go home. So Boss's Orders, quite important. We play 2 copies of Cynthia and Caitlin as well, because we want to get supporters back from the discard pile. So we'll draw 3 cards, get a supporter back, which is very, very good. We play 2 copies of Lieutenant Surge's Strategy, because we are not taking prizes and our opponent probably will, so we can set ourselves up with a big play like Surge, Cynthia, Caitlin, Boss, and then win the game. So that seems pretty good. And we also have 1 copy of Giovanni's Exile, which means we can discard 2 Pokemon that have no damage counters on them and all cards attached to them. That will remove them from our bench. We don't need to worry about things like the Mawile getting played down. We can play that Mawile. It's fine. Just discard it. It's gone. It's not going to impact your Omastar, which is fantastic. So a really, really good inclusion. Obviously, the 2 Skylar there as well. Now, this deck is hard, right? There's a lot going on. It's a combo deck, so you're not going to win all the time. But I can tell you right now, when you get your lock set up, I don't think that there's a way that our opponent can realistically expect to win. The only way that they can get their Pokemon out of the active, if we've got Omastar and Cradily set up and they're locked in the active, the only way they can get out is by using like Birdkeeper. That is literally it. So if a deck doesn't play it, then we've got a chance to win. It's as simple as that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump onto some games now, and we'll see if we can get this thing to work. There's a chance this is going to be a long video, because these games might go for a while, but it will be totally worth it. Okay, game 1. We are about to play the Cradily deck. This could go any direction, I'm still not sure. I'm excited, I'm nervous. We'll see how this goes. We need to get a good start. That is not necessarily a good start, but it's not a bad start. Like, it's not horrific. Like, looking at this, it seems pretty bad, because we've started Mawile, but we have the Lab, we have Quick Ball, we have Skylar, we have Yellhorn, we have Crushing Hammer, we have Incense. There's a lot of good cards here. So I'm not too worried about this as such. Obviously, it would have been better if we had started Munchlax rather than our one of Mawile, but oh boy, we're playing Blacephalon as well. This could be interesting, but you know, we'll go with the flow. We'll see what happens. We're going to need to try and find ourselves a lock pretty quickly. Now, the good thing is we have Yellhorn in hand, so we can guarantee that we can lock something in the active pretty quickly. But we do need to get item lock happening quickly, especially against Blacephalon, because Blacephalon thrives on using items. So At the moment, we have to presume that they are thinking that I'm playing ADP. Hopefully, because we've started Mawile, we give ourselves a really good shot here. But yeah, we'll see how we go. They're grabbing Marnie. They're going to discard that with Giant Heart to grab 2 fire. Fair enough. They've probably got a Welder in hand. At the moment, they don't have a huge amount of Pokemon in play, but that's fine. They will put some down. That's so disappointing, that Munchlax. I really wish that Munchlax had have come to me sooner, but that's okay. It's fine. We have Skylar, so we'll play that. I think we probably go and grab like a Bird Keeper. That seems like a pretty good card to get off of the Skylar, because next turn we can use it to do some searching. I'll get rid of the Munchlax here and actually grab a Starly. I like the idea of that because we can Bird Keeper into that next turn to get some extra cards going. And we've got our Lileep and Omanyte now, which is fantastic. Our opponent obviously doesn't think that we're playing ADP anymore. There's a good chance that they knock out the Mawile here, but I'm not too worried because we've got a lot going for us. We've got a heap of good cards here. We do need to hope that they bench themselves out though, because if they do that, we have a really good shot of winning this game. We'll see how we go. Cramorant, that's a bit frightening. We'll need to find Mew at some point. Scoop up net on the Jirachi. They're going to go into the Blacephalon here. They'll play down the Jirachi again, fair enough. And we'll probably see a Fireball Circus, so I just need 2 energy to get that knockout. But they might need to go hunting for some of those energy. They're going to use a Dedenne, and that's really good for us. That's so good for us because it's an extra Pokemon on the bench, and that can be our target for our lock. Hopefully we get ourselves going. They're actually going to play even more cards here. Playing Oricorio down. I'm not planning on taking any knockouts, mate. Like, I don't know what you're expecting me to do, but to be fair, no one knows what anything's supposed to happen with this deck. This is just ridiculous. They have 5 Pokemon in play, so if we ever get our 2 item lock, well, if we get our item lock and our what do you call it, retreat lock in, then we are set and ready to go. So let's Bird Keeper here. Oh, we should Evo Incense first because we can grab ourselves Omastar, which will lock their items. I'm gonna Bird Keeper. We didn't manage to find ourselves the Lileep. That's fine. We can grab it off of this Keen Eye if we want. We'll chuck down the Pokédoll. I don't think I do anything else. I think I just Keen Eye. We can grab... Let's have a think here. I think we grab Cradily. And we might also grab Boss because we've got the Yell Grunt in hand, which is really, really good. The chances are they knock us out. They knock Starly out this turn. We can promote the Pokédoll. Then we can Gust, Yell Horn, Cradily. Beautiful. Here comes the Welder. The Welder is going to go with 1 energy onto Cramorant. We've got the Mew, so we're okay. I don't think that we're in much of a rush here, to be honest, because we are going to be able to lock our opponent this turn. It is as simple as this, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the Cradily. It's really disappointing that we top decked that one there. We can Gust out the Dedenne, right? They can't use items. They cannot retreat because they're confused. We are good to go. The only thing we're missing here is a Munchlax, frankly, but it's fine. We're just going to be able to sit here for a while. Our opponent can't do anything. Like, they cannot do anything here. They can't attach and retreat. The only way they can get out is if they Bird Keeper. And they can only Bird Keeper into a card that doesn't do anything for them. Like, they can take a knockout for no prizes, and if they Bird Keeper once, whatever, I'll just go into something else, and they're just going to pass. So, this could be a bit of a long one. We'll see how we go. We're going to play Cynthia and Caitlin. I'll get rid of the Cradily here. We've got the Ordinary Rod in hand. I like the idea of getting the Boss back, but Skylar does seem useful as well. Let's get the Boss, just in case they do play Bird Keeper. We can get that back. I like the Munchlax. I like the Mew. We can play the Munchlax down. We can Snack Search. Fliptails, that's disappointing, but okay, whatever. Not fussed. Not fussed at all. Yeah, we now, like, our opponent has to... If they ever welded to Cramorant, then we just play down the Mew, right? And then we can, like, Giovanni's exile the Munchlax or something. That's fine. They've got Giant Hearth. Maybe I should play down the Mew at some point. Maybe I'm being too risky. They've got a Salamence in this deck? What is going on? Core blimey. Salamence would be useful, I guess. There's a welder. 2 energy. And an attachment. They're not going to be able to retreat though. Okay, so what I might do, I might use the Pokédoll's effect. We'll get rid of that to the bottom of the deck. We'll put the Munchlax in the active. I'll play down a Munchlax. Then I can use Giovanni's Exile to get rid of the... Oh, I forgot about the damage counters on the Mawile. I was going to get rid of the Mawile as well. Then we can... Oh, I didn't put down the Mew. Okay. It's going to be fine. They don't have it. They don't have Bird Keeper. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm worried about it. I'm genuinely worried about it. If they have Bird Keeper here, we are done. Like, I have not prepared myself for if they have Bird Keeper. Giant Hearth. You got a bunch of cards. Bunch of cards. Is one of them a Bird Keeper? I'm getting nervous. I shouldn't get nervous. The chances of them playing Bird Keeper are pretty low. Like, to be honest, we're safe. We've got the Mew. Let's Crushing Hammer. Hopefully we can flip heads. We don't. Let's Snack Search. We flip heads on that. I'm going to put the Crushing Hammer back on top. And now this is our game plan. We're just going to keep grabbing Crushing Hammer. And hopefully, eventually, we are able to get into that position where we can just win the game, right? So, we've already pretty much won. But we just need to keep flipping the heads, right? Flip the heads, remove the energy, annoy our opponent. We'll see how we go. Alrighty. What are we looking at here? We're looking at... Looking at a pass. Beautiful. Okay. We've got a Crushing Hammer off at the top. Oh, isn't that surprising? We will try flip heads. Tails. Disappointing. Snack Search. Oh, heads. Perfect. Let's grab... What do I grab, actually? Let's grab Bird Keeper. This seems fine. Let's draw some more cards, maybe. We don't need to get rid of their energy. They're never getting out of the active anyway. We just need to wait. We just need to wait. This is it. The game is won. Right? The game is won. And all we have to do is just sit patient. Oh my god, they had Bird Keeper the whole time. Oh my god. Alright, so they go into the Cramorant. Okay. Do they know that I have Mew down? Spit Shot? Oh, that's sad. That is a sad moment. That's so good. I loved that. Alrighty guys, let's go again. We will try and get this combo off. It hasn't necessarily worked every time. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I am not showing you consecutive games here. And this is not the first time that I've said this line. But this looks like a pretty solid start. Like, I mean, we've got Research Lab. We're going first. We've got Skylar. We've got Munchlax in the active. We're playing against Mewtwo and Mew. I have no idea what this means for me, personally. I'm going to get rid of one of these to grab a Starly, just in case. We can play that down. I just like having the Starly as a backup option. We're going to lose some prizes eventually, so it's fine. I don't want to Snack Search. I want to use my Stadium. Lileep, Omastar. It was a bit of risk. Had Lileep in hand already, but we've got all of our guys down there. They're all there. Now we just have to hope that this Mewtwo deck isn't fast and doesn't beat us straight away. We have a guaranteed evolution if we want one next turn. We've got Skylar for Evo Insets. I don't know if we need to do that. Looks like we're playing against the Dark-type Mewtwo list. So we've got that Hydreigon on the bench, and that is a chunky boy. He's got a lot of retreat cost. So, I mean, we don't even need to have Lileep and Cradily down to deal with that. We can just have Omastar, and it probably can't get out of the active. Talk about chunky boys. Guzzlord has a retreat cost of 4. So that's obnoxious. The one thing that they do have going for them is that they have got a lot of energy. So that is good. They're going to go for Roguering here. So they're going to grab 2 cards out of the deck. They're using Keeneye, but they have to pay for it. They have to pay energy for it. So that's a good thing. We could, like, gust up this Guzzlord, maybe, to lock it there. I feel like Skylar is still a better option. Because we can play Skylar, get an Evo Incense, or another card. Like, we can get anything that we want with Skylar, and then set ourselves up for the next turn. Plus, we have Snack Search, which can potentially put the Skylar back on top of the deck if we want it. So there is a lot going for us here. It's just a matter of whether or not we can get ourselves the lock set up, because we are in an awkward spot where they've kept themselves to a low bench. Like, they've got a low amount of Pokemon on their bench already. We might need to roll the dice. on a Mawile. Alright, what do we got? Oh, top deck the Omastar. Okay. Sorry, I need to think about this for a second. Let's Skylar. What do we get? Do we get We don't get Pokegear, surely not. Do we get like Yellhorn, maybe? Do we get Wonderlab? Wonderlab seems pretty good. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there's so many choices. We need something. Like, do we get Birdkeeper? Let's get Birdkeeper. Because then if everything goes poorly, like, we should be okay. We can Snack Search here. We've got Heads. I like the Skylar. Now we've got both options, which is really good. If they don't knock out the Starly this turn, we could potentially use Keen Eye, which would be really, really great. We'd be able to set ourselves up. Worst case scenario, we can Skylar next turn. We know we're top decking that. If they knock us, if they play down a Pokemon and knock us out, then we are in a really strong spot. We can gust up something that has a lot of retreat, try and stall a turn, play down the Cradily, try and find ourselves a Yellhorn, and go from there. But this is still a little bit rough. I mean, it's a little bit iffy. They're going for a Marnie. Okay, so the Birdkeeper in our hand now is useless, but we definitely have Skylar coming our way. And a Yellhorn. Cool. Alright, that's good. I like that. They're going to Hydreigon here. Do they have the 4th energy in hand? Do they have to dig for it? Are they going to Pokecom for its DNA here? Are they going to give us bench advantage? Are they going to give us more Pokemon? Darkrai. I'm pretty on Darkrai. Okay. They're not going to play that down, surely. There's a DNA. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen. We could be onto something here. We could be living the dream. We've got a Pokédoll next turn, so we can retreat into that Pokédoll with Munchlax. That's fine. They're going to take 2 prizes because of Red Banquet's effect, which means that they get to take 1 prize extra on top of the single prize they get from the Starly, but that doesn't matter. I think we're in a good spot. I think. We'll see. There's their 2 prizes. We'll promote the Munchlax. We've got Lily's Pokédoll. We've got another Lily's Pokédoll. Oh my word. Now, the best thing here is we don't have to play this down because we could lock them out of items. But is it going to be enough? I don't think so. I think we have to give them items for a turn. We can Skylar here for Evo Incense. Then we can get ourselves our Cradily. So now whatever's in the active cannot retreat. So I like this. We've got the Yellhorn. We don't have to play it if we don't want to, but I think it is smart just to confuse. We can retreat into the Pokédoll and then Snack Search. Hopefully we flip Heads. We don't. Okay. Now they need to flip for confusion if they want to attack with this Guzzlord. They might be able to retreat, but if they play any more Pokemon down, the item lock comes in. So they can't, they have to have the switch in their hand. If they don't have switch in their hand, if they have to go digging for it, then they cannot get out of the active. We could be in a really, really strong spot if everything goes our way here. I just don't want to see like a switch and a knockout on one of my 2 fossils. It's very possible they've just locked their items by playing down that Eldegoss, so they cannot play items, and they're going for Marnie. Okay. There's no items, which means they cannot get this Guzzlord out of the active. They have to flip to take 0 prizes this turn, which is fantastic for us. And we've got Boss, and we've got Wondrous Labyrinth, and we've got Cynthia Cat. This has been a really, really good Marnie here. I'm not upset by this at all. I think what we're going to do is we're going to tail, so they're not even going to take a prize. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to play down the Wonderlab, because we don't care. We've got Skylar in the discard pile, so we can Cynthia and Caitlin. We'll discard the Starly, because we don't need that. We're going to grab the Skylar back, and we'll draw 3 cards. Crushing Hammer, this could be really big. Nice. Get rid of an energy off the active. Then, we just leave it at this. We need to Snack Search. Heads. Okay. We grab the Yellhorn. We have everything that we need, ladies and gentlemen. We have everything that we need. Just don't get Manied. If we get Manied, we're in trouble. But next turn, Gust up the Dedenne, Yellhorn. They can't do anything about it. They haven't Manied us. They've researched. They're digging for cards. We could be onto it here, guys. We could be onto it. We might be about to win again. They're going to go for... They don't even get the attack off. Oh my god. Okay. Just relax. We will Gust. We will Yellhorn. This is fine. We are fine. Snack Search. Thank you very much. I'm going to grab this Crushing Hammer. Actually, yeah, no, I will grab it. I should have committed to it when I had the chance. I think we've done it. I think we've done it again. We are about to get ourselves a win. They cannot retreat this Dedenne. It is stuck here forever. They have 17 cards left to our 34. There is no chance that we are going to deck out before them. We have pretty much done it. So now we just sit back and relax and have a chat. Oh, they're going to boss's orders us. No worries. It's fine. That's fine. I don't really mind. It's cool. It's cool, cool, cool. Crushing Hammer. Oh, that's a surprise. Let's flip this. Oh, didn't get it. Oh, well, that's alright. We can Skylar. Let's have a Skylar. Skylar for Crushing Hammer. Skylar for Birdkeeper, actually. That seems like a much better choice. And then we can Snack Search. Tails, whatever. Doesn't matter. You're not attacking us. You're not going to attack us. You're not going to do it. You can't do it. You don't have Birdkeeper. Although I did say that about Blacephalon. So they could have Birdkeeper, which would be concerning. They're playing Marnie, so that's not a Birdkeeper. They've only got 17 cards left. Are we going to have to sit here for the entire time? We might. Oh, bunch of Yellhorns. That's pretty good. We can Cynthia Caitlin here, get rid of the Munchlax, grab another boss. So even if they do get out, oh, they're going to concede. What a deck. This is perfect. I'm going to play one more. Normally wouldn't. One more. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our biggest test yet. Can we win 2 games in a row? Let's see if we can win a second game here. A Psychic deck box. I don't know what that means. This is a pretty good looking hand. I'm not unhappy with this. We've got a Munchlax. We've got Mawile for later. We can save that one. We've got ourselves Unidentified Fossil. We've got the Lab. We've got the Skylar. We are playing against Decidueye and Teleon. I don't know how this is going to go. We will wait and see. They've got an Aurora Energy attachment. They're getting rid of Training Court. Okay, that's good for us. Omanyte top deck. That's a bit risky, but we'll play down the Fossil. That way, just in case the Research Lab doesn't come off for us here, we could potentially get that going. The Mawile isn't useful to us. I think we're just going to Skylar here. We'll see what we can get. There's a part of me that really wants to just grab like a Crushing Hammer, but I think we have to play it safe. Let's grab Birdkeeper. Sure, it's gotta be Birdkeeper. There's a part of me that wanted to grab an Evo Incense there as well, because we could have potentially guaranteed we get Item Lock or like Retreat Lock. We don't want to. We want to retreat into the Fossil, and then we want to Snack Search, and we've got ourselves both Fossils. Okay, cool. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. If they knock out this Fossil here, that's actually perfect for us, because we can Surge, Birdkeeper, and then hopefully find another supporter. That would be brilliant. And hopefully we can find ourselves our lock. They do need to play down some more Pokemon for us, though, and at the moment, it's too risky to play down the Mawile. And the thing about this deck is going to be that Decidueye could very easily stop us from using Giovanni's Exile. So if we play down the Mawile, we've got to be guaranteed that we're going to hit something. So I don't really want to play that down unless we absolutely have to. Decidueye coming into play here. They need like Switch and an Energy to start attacking. They don't have either of those, so we're in luck. I think we just like Birdkeeper into Munchlax. Okay. We found another Birdkeeper. We've got ourselves an Evo Incense. What we might do here, I might Incense for the Cradily and then Yellhorn. Just because it'll force them to find like a Switch or an Evolution to get out of the active, which I really like. We can Quick Ball as well, get rid of the Omanyte, and then go for Starly. And then because we've already Birdkeepered, we can retreat into the Starly and use Keen Eye. So this is one of the real big benefits of having Munchlax with free retreat here, is that we don't need to worry too much about our bird keepers, because we can just bird keep it into a free retreater and we're fine. We're probably going to grab a bird keeper because we want to have a draw support. We've actually got one in hand already, so we don't need that. I feel like Crushing Hammer and Wonderlab could be really, really big here. It's a gamble because we leave ourselves without an item lock, but since they're not playing down Pokemon, if we flip heads on the Crushing Hammer, it'll stop them from attacking for a turn. Now, they had the Inteleon, which is very disappointing. That was literally the only card that I was worried that they would have. But that's okay. They're going to Shady Dealings to look for something, presumably something with something to do with energy. There's a Spinner and a Scoop Up Net, so they're going to get the Scoop Up Net. The Inteleon will go out of the active. They'll probably play down the basic again. I can't see them not doing that. There's no real cost to doing that. And they've got the energy. So we are going to need to hope that our Crushing Hammer Wonderlab play works here, because if it doesn't, we could be in a bit of strife. They've actually just discarded their Inteleon. They're grabbing a Rowlet, so they're playing that down, and a Sobble. Okay. Alrighty. This is fine. Because that's more Pokemon. It's more Pokemon. Now we need one more from them. If we have one more from them, we can potentially lock them up. So I don't mind this at all. They're going to Splitting Arrow. They'll take a knockout, and they'll probably place damage on the Munchlax and the Fossil because they're the most easily knocked out. They went for the Omanyte. Fair enough. That's fine. I think, will we promote anything other than Munchlax here? Because we've got Bird Keeper and we're going to play it. Now, I'm going to try... If we flip heads here, this is massive. That is huge. Alright, get rid of the Aurora. They probably can't attack next turn unless they replace the Stadium. Now we can Surge. I think we Surge, right? I think that's fine. We're going to Surge. We're going to Bird Keeper into the Munchlax. See what we draw. Another Crushing Hammer. This could be really, really big. And we've got the Omastar. Oh, but we don't have Item Lock. We didn't get the Crushing Hammer either. I think it's still probably worth using the Yell Horn. See, this is the type of hand that is very awkward with this deck, because it's like... It makes sense to Yell Horn here, but it also makes sense to not Yell Horn. Like, we don't have to, but we might as well. And then we can retreat. We retreat into the Fossil, and then we Snack Search. And it's just a matter of what we go looking for if we flip heads. Okay, so what do we want? I think we just want Bird Keeper. We just want to keep drawing cards. That would be good. Okay, so does our opponent have energy in Stadium? If they do, they knock out the Fossil. If they don't, we give ourselves another turn. We've got Bird Keeper, we can try again. Which I like. I don't want them to get everything though. I want them to waste the turn. A Drizzle, of course, they had that in their hand already, so they're guaranteed the Stadium. It was a bit of a misplay. I knew they had that. I shouldn't have done that. That's okay. It's okay. We live and we learn. Big Parasol shouldn't make too much of a difference here, because it's based on attacks, not abilities. So I'm just checking that here, because it's prevent attacks. Yes, attacks. They're gonna research. Okay. This could be really big. If they play down a Pokemon at all, this research could be the turn. Because they have to research to find energy. They Poker Comet. They Poker Coming away a basic. They probably don't know that I play Mawile. You get rid of Drizzle here. Okay. Alright. A Sableyes. A Sobble. So, you don't mind being item locked. Here comes another Decidueye. They didn't find energy. That is so big. Okay, Bird Keeper. We get a Bird Keeper into the Munchlax. We've got Starly as well. That's huge. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's all just happening here. I think we're gonna play the Starly down. We might want a Pokegear as well to try and guarantee a boss, if we can. But the Starly can get a boss. But then if we get the boss off of the Pokegear, then we don't need to search for the boss with the Starly. Oh, this is too big brain for me. Let's promote the Starly. Do we discard the fossil? Maybe we hold it. Maybe we just Keen Eye. Let's just Keen Eye. Let's just not do anything silly. We'll grab Yellhorn. We'll grab Boss. That's the combo that we need to win the game. So we don't need to worry. We've got Surge, Boss. We could potentially use a what could we do? We could potentially use Giovanni's Exile here. Although to be fair, they need to take 5 prizes still. Like, we're in a really, really good spot because we're so far out in front. They can still use items, which is fine. I will allow them to do that. I'll give them that opportunity. Comes another big Parasol and a Omanyte. That's so disappointing. It's okay. It's alright. They need an energy to attack, and they need to flip heads. So we've got ourselves a pretty good chance. They've got an Inteleon coming through now, so that'll probably help them find the energy if they don't already have it. I'm just gonna grab Scoop Up Net. Fair enough. That's actually really annoying. Because they've got the thing anyway. Okay, they flipped heads. This is actually really good news for us. This is good because it means that we are that much closer to being able to enact our item lock. So what I think we do, we promote the Munchlax. I'm going to leave it there. I don't think we move it from anywhere. There's a Giovanni's Exile. That was like a turn too late. If we hadn't have been Marnied, it would have been interesting. I think what we're going to do is we're going to replace the stadium. We're going to Cynthia and Caitlyn. Yep, we're going to Cynthia and Caitlyn. We're going to discard the Cradily. We're going to grab back the Bird Keeper, probably. Or is it Skylar? No, it's probably Bird Keeper. There's a Boss. Okay. Now, all we need to do, play down this Munchlax, I think. We play down the Munchlax, because the one in the active is going to get knocked out. We play down the Munchlax, we Snack Search, we get the Yellhorn, we Boss's Orders out the other Decidueye. There is so much going on here. This is a big brain moment. We didn't use... Oh, we used Cynthia Caitlyn, not Bird Keeper. Let's just Snack Search now. We don't need to play the Munchlax down. And we can leave this in the active. That is such a good heads flip. Okay, cool. Yellhorn. This is our moment. This is it. We could be about to get it done. They flip heads. They take another knockout. They're going to knock out the Munchlax. They're going to not knock out anything else. We can promote the fossil. We can move the Munchlax to the active. Then we can start playing our game. This is it. Okay. Boss. Good card. We boss out the Decidueye. No energy on it. Cannot attack. Yellhorn. It's confused. It can't retreat. Play down the Munchlax. Discard the fossil. Promote the Munchlax. They cannot switch. They cannot attack. Snack Search is a Tails. That's disappointing. It's okay. It's fine. They can't attack this turn. We are living the dream. They didn't have any energy. Nice. Bird Keeper. We're going to retreat. No, actually, we don't need to do anything. To be fair, we just need to keep flipping coins. Because all we need to do is just make sure we hit Crushing Hammer. That is it. They passed. No energy. Sick. Flip the coin. Flip the coin. Nice. Crushing Hammer. Excellent. Could it be about to happen again, ladies and gentlemen? Could it be about to happen? There's an attachment. We need the Crushing Hammer now. Flip heads. Flip heads for me. Dang. Snack Search. It's going to be fine. Dang. Oh my god. Are we about to lose to like a random heads flip from them? Are they going to flip through confusion and knock me out? Is that the way this ends? No. It's a pass. Alright. Ooh, a Skylar. A Skylar's a Crushing Hammer. It's not a very positive way to think, but it is actually true. Flip heads. Yes. Okay. Get rid of that Aurora energy. Snack Search. It's a heads. Crushing Hammer. Give me more. Give me more of them. We're going to lock him here. Yes! They can see! Oh. This is such a toxic deck. I love it. So hey, this is something else. I've not seen a deck like this for a while. It's actually a lot of fun. I can't imagine it's fun to play against, but it's actually a lot of fun. If you haven't played a deck like this before, give this one a try. It's probably super cheap. There's no expensive cards in this at all. Like, who's spending money on Munchlax? This is like a rogue deck that can beat things. It's actually really, really good. So do consider picking it up. I will go back to what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be doing Blastoise today, but this was so much better. I just had to give it a go. We will be back to those theme deck stuff tomorrow. Thank you very much to Sparksy for setting me up with this one. There's a link to his stuff down below. Follow him on Twitter, jump on Twitch and see him do that kind of stuff. He deserves your praise because this deck is 100% an amazing, fun rogue option. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, like the video so that more people can see it, and I will see you next time for more from the Sableyes.